Trial version. Trial version.
November 28th, you buy.
Trial version. 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 Version. Trial version.
Happiness for me? Dying. I don't live life too good. I don't do well in this world. I lose a lot in life.
Trial version.
My thing is this, Joe. My thing is this. You see the end. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Trial
so I like
version.
to show the end results. I mean, I don't have to. Everything is not for everybody. Since Money Mayweather don't know a lot, and
Trial version.
quote unquote, what everyone likes to say. Why would I give my remedy on how to invest? So everything isn't
Trial
for
version.
everybody. So what I do is for me and my loved ones. So what I will continue to do is create generational wealth for my nephew, my
version.
nieces, and my children.
Let me ask you a question, Mayweather, because it's so much to talk to you about. But you brought up Pops. It seemed
Trial
to me
version.
like maybe you were upset when he was training De La Hoya. Is that true, or you could care less? You was happy he had a job.
No, absolutely not. You know, it's
Trial
crazy.
version.
The other day, I think it's all about giving back to our people. Meaning, when I say our people, meaning
Trial
other,
version.
meaning if you're Spanish, you black, giving back. So, I was working with I got a fighter, one of the best fighters out there today.
Trial version.
Javante Tank Davis.
Right.
I got it when he was young. I put him in a position. Now he's 3-time world champion. And it's another little kid
Trial version.
that came up in my gym, that grew up in my gym, Devin Haney. So he's with another promotional company, but
Trial
he's still
version.
a young black kid that's trying to become the next Floyd Mayweather or surpass Floyd Mayweather. So with me giving him pointers, once again, you got the media,
Trial
those
version.
other people saying, want me to bump heads with these young kids, and I'm not going to do that. That's no different from when my dad was training Oscar De
Trial
La Hoya.
version.
I never cared. You know why? Because I know that my skills were second to none. If my dad was not with me and he still
Trial
was
version.
able to get a check and make great money, I'm proud of my dad. And I'm not like that. I'm not one that's selfish. I'm not one that's jealous.
Trial
If my dad
version.
was still, if my dad is in a position to keep getting money, and he's one of the best trainers, if he's able to keep getting money, absolutely. I can't be
Trial
jealous
version.
at Oscar De La Hoya when I know for a fact my pay-per-view numbers is the best out of any fighters in history. I've done the biggest numbers at
Trial version.
at the gates. And we can go on and on. And it's not knocking Oscar, but by far, if you name any fighter from
Trial version.
from the past, at the present time, right now, no fighter has done what Floyd Mayweather has done.
Floyd Mayweather, fun fact.
Trial version.
Fun question. You can answer it or you don't have to.
Yeah.
They just announced Tyson is fighting Roy Jones.
Uh-huh.
Who's your horse in the
Trial
fight?
version.
Who you think got this one?
I think that we seem to forget about who's the pioneer of making exhibition
version.
bouts huge.
I know, money.
So Joe, a lot of times we forget about certain things. Even back in
Trial
the 90s,
version.
when I was wearing, crazy pieces that was crazy money back then. And you was rocking,
Trial version.
P. Diddy was rocking, Jay-Z was rocking, but in the sports world, Floyd Mayweather was rocking, and I still was a part of the hip hop community.
That's right, you still are.
Trial version.
So Mike Tyson or Roy Jones, who you think will win now in that exhibition fight?
I think
Trial
that
version.
it's going to be very interesting. I'm not here to say Tyson's going to win. I'm not here to say Roy's going to win.
Are you going to watch it?
I'm pretty
Trial
sure it's going to be
version.
entertaining. I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch it. Absolutely. I may
watch it.
I don't know if I can go because I don't think it's going to be any audience at that particular time. But may the best man win.
Trial version.
I mean, I remember showing him how to throw the uppercut with the
Trial
proper
version.
snap.
While in the gym, he practiced D'Amato's peekaboo style, fighting with one's hands high, as if in a defensive screen.
He suffered in silence. That, I think that Tyson turned the hurtfulness and the sorrow into some vicious anger, and he started knocking guys. He was knocking guys out in the gym. I think that he actually turned inward and had to work for him. That's what I believe.
There you go. Now look at
That Cuss was instilling in him. You gotta do this. You gotta do this.
The score point of the Junior Army.
Trial version.
My mentality is just what it's always been. How do I say this? I'm an annihilator.
One of the hardest punches in boxing history.
It's obvious I'm not a sucker and that I'm capable of doing really bad things to people if they upset me, but this is just what I am. I don't know why I'm like that. It's a frontline battle because the greatest fighter fight another greatest fighter, and we're going to find who is the greatest fighter in the history of great fighters.
Fucking look at that.
I have the belief, I have the desire. I have it all. I just have to be in the position to do it. This is going to be challenging. Fuck with me and I'm saying, nigga, you think you fly, huh? You ain't shit. Look, the amateur get here, kick your ass. You better get on top of your game. You want to get embarrassed in front of these fucking people?
Oh, that's for sure, man.
And then the other ego say, fuck you, nigga. Watch what I'm going to do. Wait, now he's into sparring. And after sparring, tell me who you want me to kill.
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
I know the art of fight. I know the art of war. That's all I ever studied. That's why I'm so feared. That's why they feared me when I was in the ring. Because that's all I was an annihilator. That's all I was born for. And now those days are gone. It's empty. I'm nothing. I'm working on being the art of humbleness. Can you believe in me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss them. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch. Because I don't want that person to come out, because if he comes out, hell is coming with him.
He was the scariest fighter, and I would even say athlete, ever at that moment in time. Meaning not with everything we know now, but at that moment, the way he was perceived, there was no other athlete that inspired fear in his contemporary competitors and contemporary audience, like Mike Tyson, Stephen A. He came on the scene. He was 20 years old when he knocked out Trevor Berbick. He was, guys, the only way to last a distance back then were guys would just tie him up. And it's not just that he was dominant, that he won just about every round, it was the way he was knocking guys out. Remember how he hit Berbick with the left hook and Berbick tried to get up 3 times and he couldn't get up? Remember the right uppercut against Marvis Frazier? YouTube it, kids, but it's not for the faint of heart. You don't have a weak stomach. I mean, the way he was knocking guys out graphically was unlike anything else. But also, he was the guy that would have been favored at that point in time. I'm not saying the odds would have been right in retrospect, Stephen A. I'm talking about who was going to be the favorite against anyone. It was Mike Tyson. People just did not believe he could be beat back then. Remember when Mike Tyson knocked out Michael Spinks? Yeah. Kids, this is the distant past. Everyone thought Mike Tyson, they wouldn't say it out loud, but he's going to be the greatest fighter ever. He's going to be better than Ali. He's going to be better than Sugar Ray Robinson. He's going to be the greatest ever. That's what people were thinking, and the old-timers wouldn't say it, but everyone was thinking it. If I told you on that night that there is an amateur junior middleweight who is never going to come close to really losing a
fight, should want a gold medal, got ripped off, win titles at middleweight, super middleweight, jump up to light heavyweight, jump up to heavyweight
against John Ruiz,
beat a top 5 heavyweight, and one day open 2-1 to beat Mike Tyson, you would say that's not possible. You're describing the best fighter ever. That's how we perceived Roy Jones the night he beat John Ruiz. This guy may challenge Sugar Ray Robinson for the #1 pound-for-pound spot of all time.
I am pound for pound the baddest mother. You know what? To ever touch a pair of boxing gloves. I don't care what nobody say. Larry Merchant, anybody, I am the baddest. They can say what they want to say. How many times have a man started as a junior middleweight and became the heavyweight champion of the world? It don't happen. Only Ali can shock the world like I did.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children.
Trial version. 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 Trial version.
Obviously,
Trial
you've been here
version.
before, but it's been a little bit of a little while. How are you feeling just the night before fight night?
Actually, feeling pretty good. It's surprising.
Trial version.
But I'm feeling pretty good.
How has this experience been getting back into shape, getting back into fight shape? How's it all been?
Trial
The
version.
craziest thing you ever could imagine, brother. Really, really crazy, you know? Your body, hard time holding up to all the strenuous work, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta take a little
Trial
more
version.
time off, or a few more ice baths, a little more hot, cold treatment, and make it happen.
Is that something that you needed
Trial
to
version.
be this age to know how to properly manage your body? Because when you were younger, would you have just pushed yourself and maybe hurt yourself?
Yeah, when I was young, I would have pushed myself, but at this point, you know that if you push yourself, you're gonna hurt yourself. So
Trial
if you push
version.
yourself too much, you won't get an event.
Now the event's here, I think the lead up you've mentioned a couple of times has been sort of up and down for you. Now that the fight itself is here, are you
Trial
able to
version.
put, the 2-minute rounds out of your mind? Is it just about the fight itself now?
Just about the fight itself now.
With Mike, what are you expecting from him? Are you
Trial
expecting
version.
the Mike that started out his career that knocked out Trevor Berbick, or are you expecting the Mike that didn't look that great in his last few fights and eventually retired on a stool? Which Mike Tyson are you expecting to fight tomorrow night?
I'm expecting
Trial
that early
version.
Mike because he's rejuvenated. He's been out 15 years. He knows what it's like to miss boxing. He realizes what he had, and he's seeking to get that back now. Because when he fought
Trial
the last
version.
few fights he fought, he wasn't really in a mindset of being who he once was. His mindset had dwindled. The fighter had dwindled. Now the fighter's back. So So now he has a
Trial version.
desire to want to come out and be who he once was, do what he know he once could do. So with that being said, you got to expect a good Mike to come. I mean, you got to think about it, man.
Trial version.
I seen Mike a few, probably about 2 years ago. Looked like he was about almost 250 pounds. Now he's 220.
Trial
You don't
version.
think he's serious?
Let's talk about the serious conversation. I can't imagine how, for you and Mike, how frustrating it must be to put your bodies through a training camp and then
Trial
the
version.
week of the fight, people are going to be like, it's not real this, it's not real that. Is that frustrating for you? And do you think the moment the fight starts, people are going to realize this is a real fight?
For us, we don't never look at it as not real.
Trial
he knows
version.
I'm Roy Jones. Roy Jones come out there to do you bad. I know he's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson come out there to take you out. So it's like, for us, none of that counts. We don't hear what they
Trial
say.
version.
We don't hear what the commission say. It's not our job. Our job is to go out and do what we do.
Do you anticipate having to spend maybe the first and second, maybe even third round just
Trial
sticking and
version.
moving
Yeah,
before?
that's what I expect. I want to come out early. I have to figure out my ways and figure out my times to attack. I do have to let him know that I'm there.
Trial
But I want to
version.
try to work him into a couple rounds, get him started, then see how quick I can get him to fatigue. If I can get him to a fatigue situation, then I can work a lot better. But early, he's very dangerous.
Trial
and he's
version.
probably going to be dangerous all night. Even when he's fatigued, he's dangerous. So
There are some guys, especially if they're a bit smaller than you, if you want to fatigue them, you can lean on them, get in the clinch and sort of pull them down. But for him, he's obviously a
Trial
bigger guy and
version.
he's much more explosive. Is that sort of off the cards for you, or do you think you have the strength to hold him in the clinch and try and pull on his body and get the lactic acid going?
I do have to hold him on the clinches and try to get the lactic acid
Trial
going
version.
because he's very dangerous when he's at his own distance. So you either got to get all the way up on him or all the way away from him.
Is it different fighting a guy like Mike because
Trial
you watched
version.
him in his prime, you know every combination he has, right? We know the punches he likes. So does that make it easier for you knowing, like, well, if this left hook's coming, the uppercut's probably coming after, or does it
Trial
just
version.
make no difference at all?
It makes no difference because you know it, but you don't know what speed he's going to be at. And that speed will be determined by who he is that particular night, how he's feeling that night. So it's like,
Trial version.
he know my combination somewhat too, but he don't know what speed or velocity I'm going to throw him at because I'm an off-speed thrower. You know what I mean? So you never know which one will have a zip on it, which one's not. Same with him.
Trial version.
Do you think in the build-up to this, obviously because he hasn't boxed for so long and because he was such a big celebrity in his prime, do you think people are sort of underestimating you, or sort of it's like the Tyson show and you're not
Trial
getting the
version.
respect that you deserve?
I don't really know. I really care because for me, I know I got to go out and be the best me that I can possibly be. And that's all my goal is. So what people think about it,
Trial
y'all must
version.
have forgot.
I know tomorrow night comes first, but there's a guy you've long wanted to box called Anderson Silva. He's now out of the UFC. He's a free agent. Is that something you would be interested in?
Trial
If
version.
this goes well tonight, I'm almost positive that will probably be the next thing we do because he's been wanting it, I've been wanting it, so this got to go great first.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Trial version.
How you doing?
Good. We were just talking to Badu Jack. He's 37 years old. He was saying he can't imagine ever fighting at 50, 51. He can't imagine going this far.
Trial
what would Roy
version.
Jones have said, like, say, after the second Antonio Tarver loss or something, if you'd said, you're still going to be fighting at 51 and you're going to be fighting Mike Tyson?
I wouldn't have thought I was going to be fighting Mike Tyson, but if you put it like that, I
Trial
said, well,
version.
you're probably right. Because if I ever get an opportunity to fight Mike Tyson, I'm probably not going to say no.
Did you imagine you'd be going at 51 still?
No,
still
I
going
did
strong?
not. No clue, no way in the world. I thought it was
Trial
over with.
version.
I thought I was done at 50.
How was getting thought it was going to be?
Just that, I mean, I can't believe that I'm able to maintain my speed at 51 years
Trial
old. because
version.
At 51, I'm still faster than 95% of the boxing world, and it shocks me. When I watch it, I'm like, how in the world can this be? You know, but it's the craziest thing ever. But,
Trial version.
you know, the aches and pains are there because you are 50, 51, and they're going to be there no matter what you do. So it's like, you just have to have a mental strength
Trial
to
version.
overcome the things, little elements that get in your way. You got to be able to step on them and keep going.
The athletic world has changed, hasn't it? Since,
Yes,
we, were,
it has.
since we were young. I mean,
Yes, it
Trial
has.
this was
version.
not possible.
When I was a kid, 30 was old for a fighter.
Right. It's just, and it's not even just in boxing. It's, you see, you know,
Look at
soccer
Tom
players
Brady,
playing
look
the
at
40s.
Drew Brees.
Trial
you know,
version.
Right,
everybody,
exactly.
you know. So.
What does that tell you? I mean, it's about advances in nutrition and science and stuff, but also
It's about advancing science and nutrition too, but you can't say that all the time because some of that
Trial
stuff has
version.
got worse. Just that people are learning to take better care of themselves and how to preserve their bodies for the long run. So I think that's the biggest difference.
you're excited to fight Mike. Is it
Trial
disappointing
version.
that under the circumstances it's not going to be with fans in the arena?
Yeah, it's very disappointing because fans are what really drive me. So if I could have fans, if we had fans in there cheering
version.
me on, can you imagine? I mean, that's one of my biggest additives is having a crowd because that's who I come to perform for.
Trial
Now,
version.
don't get me wrong, there'll be an audience all over the world that will be watching, and I try to relate to those people too. I got to try to remember that because sometimes having them
Trial
there
version.
reminds you about the ones that are watching because you're getting an immediate reaction from the ones who are there, and their reactions go for everybody that's watching. Now you don't have that immediate reactions of the ones that
Trial
are there.
version.
So it's kind of like going to be hard. You got to make a note to yourself. Remember, the world is watching. You still got to entertain the world, not just these people here.
What will be a success for you coming out of
Trial
tomorrow?
version.
A success would be to look good, to not get caught with nothing stupid. Just be me. If I can see myself being me, that's success.
Trial version.
Thank you, Ro.
Thank you.
How are you, Roy?
Good.
Talk to us about how you ended up coming
Trial
here.
version.
It's a long journey about, obviously, Mike needing an opponent, and there were a lot of names to consider, but what made you the best opponent for him?
The names
Trial
names
version.
add up. You know, when you get a side for something, you also need a good B side for something. You know, it's like the East is no good if they don't have a Western challenge. The AFC in
Trial
football is
version.
no good without the NFC championship. You understand me? National League, American League baseball. Every side you gotta have. Every time you have something good, you gotta have an equal but opposite force.
Trial version.
Mike Tyson, unpredictable, crazy, entertaining, exciting. Who else over there? Roy Jones.
Trial version.
Crazy, entertaining, exciting. Wow. When you mention that, the world went crazy. I mean, if you think about it, brother, you can announce any fight you
Trial
want to
version.
announce. But none has ever come along and broken the pre-sale pay-per-view records. What does that tell you? People are anticipating what they're going to see Saturday night.
Trial version.
So who other than me should have been chosen for an opponent? Now, what would have been bad is if I would have looked at it and said, oh, no, I'm too old, I don't want to get
Trial
hurt,
version.
and ran from it.
Trial version. Trial version.
Exciting.
Trial version.
Who else over there? Roy Jones. Crazy, entertaining, exciting. Wow. When you mention that, the world went crazy. I mean,
Trial
if you think
version.
about it, brother, you can announce any fight you want to announce. But none has ever come along and broken the
Trial
pre-sale
version.
pay-per-view records. What does that tell you? People are anticipating what they're going to see Saturday night. So who other than me should have been chosen for an
Trial
opponent?
version.
Now, what would have been bad is if I would have looked at it and said, oh, no, I'm too old, I don't want to get hurt, and ran from it. But it's not about me.
Trial version.
Understand me? It's about people being in a bad situation right now. People wanting something, wanting to see something to give them hope. People want to be positive.
Trial version.
Well, I'm here to give that hope. So it's like, it's the biggest opportunity of a lifetime for me, the biggest challenge ever for me. But we're facing that right now in life.
Trial
You understand
version.
me? So why not take that challenge right now and be a positive for the people that are stuck inside and can't do nothing, or that are losing their businesses, or wish they had an opportunity to do
Trial
something.
version.
A lot of families are going to be together. It's Thanksgiving weekend. For those who will be paying the $50, what kind of a match and product will they expect as far
When you
as
get
the fight
Roy
goes?
Jones,
Trial
you'll get your money
version.
worth. You can believe that.
And you were the fighter of the decade in the 90s, and at one point you guys were on a collision course to fight each other. Do you wish that you just
Trial
had that
version.
chance in your absolute prime so you could have really shown what you're capable of?
I do, yet God's time is the best time. If this is
Trial
the time
version.
for it, then this is the time for it. So it's like I would have liked to have did it back then, but God knows best. And now must be the right time because
Trial
we have
version.
another time where you almost can't say no. The whole, not just us, the whole world needs it more than we do. The world wants it. The
Trial
world
version.
is starving for entertainment right now. The world is starving for positivity right now. You know, the world is starving for being back together right now,
Trial
especially this
version.
country. So it's like, right now is the perfect operative time to have a fight of this magnitude.
And lastly, is this the new chapter of your life?
No.
Exhibition
Trial
fights
version.
moving forward?
No. Listen. Too many people want to beat me up anyway. Like, I'm not wasting time. I'm giving him that shot because I also want to beat him up.
Trial version.
So we both want to beat each other up. The rest of them, they don't mean nothing. He means something.
Doesn't get any bigger than Tyson. Good luck
Not at
tomorrow,
all.
Roy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Trial version.
Eh? Good. Thank y'all.
Trial version. 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 Trial version.
Rounds do you think you've sparred for this fight?
Trial version.
Fight.
Trial version.
Hey, it's I can't believe you asked me this. Are you sure?
Positive, yes, sir.
Okay.
Trial version.
So it's cool to take my mask off, huh?
From this distance, I think we're good.
Okay, cool. Would you be kind enough to express that again?
I was just wondering what the physical journey has been like from
Trial
where
version.
you were to getting to this fight. What has it been like just to change your body into fight shape?
I don't know. It's a 100-pound process.
Trial
And
version.
I started, my wife told me, well, she pretty much asked to do the treadmill for 15 minutes a day. So that 15 minutes turned into 2 hours a day.
Trial version.
And from that, I started doing 2 hours on the treadmill, an hour on the bike. Then I started running, and I was I don't know where I was. I wanted to hit the miss. I don't know why I wanted to hit the miss. And someone said that they knew Rafael Cardozo, I believe it is, and Cadera, please. And he held the miss for me, and it was I had to lose the weight, of course. But after I lost the weight, you know, I went vegan for the whole 2 years and just never ate anything. Just starved and exercised. But when I was hitting the mitts, and I believe we showed it on Instagram, and it got like over 2 billion hits. And before that little 20-second combination, I was in the bed for 6 weeks. I was all messed up.
Trial version.